200,000 years ago, the first Homo sapiens appeared on this earth. They were an active, nomadic species, traversing many miles each day in pursuit of prey and sustenance. They were uniquely adapted to their environment, with long legs that enabled them to move quickly, efficient cardiovascular systems for oxygen intake, and large brains capable of higher-order thought. As time passed, groups of people began settling down and taking up agriculture. Farming allowed communities to grow larger and have a stable source of food. However, it also led to a steady decline in activity. Where people once spent their entire lives traversing many miles each day to find food, they now began spending the majority of their time in one place. They moved less and ate more, and while they are still more active than many people today, they exerted themselves less, resulting in lower levels of fitness and activity. With the arrival of the industrial age, people's lifestyles became even more sedentary as they spent hours in factories with little activity at all besides their work. This has continued in the age of the internet, where people can find anything online without moving at all. People can live their entire lives without venturing outdoors or expending any physical effort. Scientifically, sedentism refers to the practice of living in one place for a very long time. For example, these farmers have lived in the same house for many years. Sedentism can also refer to a sedentary or inactive lifestyle. People with sedentary lifestyles don't move around a lot and have little activity in their lives. Modern human beings spend more time than ever indoors and inactively. Let's take a look at a few students and what they have to say about their activity level.
Well, I run every day after school, so I guess that's some activity. So every day, I don't know, a lot.
Between baseball and the gym, probably around 5 hours a day.
About 10 hours a week.
Well, I run. I walk my dog sometimes. I walk outside.
I play baseball here at Walsingham and frequently go to the gym.
Running.
I feel happier when I'm outside because it's nicer, the weather's nice, and it's kind of relaxing.
Well, I think baseball helps with just overall athleticism, and going to the gym to be better prepared for my baseball season and increasing strength and endurance is definitely a helpful thing, especially for sports.
I'm a fast runner now, and I honestly can eat whatever I want as long as I keep running.
Yes, because they have like computers and stuff inside, so they don't really have a reason to go outside unless they play sports and walk dogs.
I think so. With the increase in technology and everything, I think people spend much more time behind a screen than they do out just in their environment and spending time outside playing sports. And so I think a lot of people are staying inside, binging on Netflix shows, and just spending time behind a computer.
Kind of depends on where you look at it. If you're looking at like the athletic people, no, they are nuts in there. But if you look at the people, just watching Netflix on the internet or just watching TV, then I guess a lot of people are sedentary. Plus, about 35% are obese. I read that somewhere. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but
While these three students have a high activity level, they universally agree that a majority of people spend more time inside than ever before. Statistics have shown this to be true as well. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, 1 in 3 children are not physically active every day, and less than 5% of adults participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day. This rise in inactivity has led to a multitude of health problems, both physical and mental. Our recently created sedentary lifestyles are killing us in more ways than one. It has been well established by scientists and doctors that a lack of activity leads to health problems. For example, less active people have a far greater risk of developing cardiovascular problems. The heart and lungs have been tuned to deal with immense exertion over the last few tens of thousands of years. Because of this, activity strengthens them, allowing the heart to pump blood more efficiently and the lungs to carry oxygen into the body and carbon dioxide out of the body quickly. When the body is not exerted, muscles, including those in the heart and lungs, atrophy. The heart rapidly loses its pumping power, causing it to work much harder to circulate oxygen and nutrients around the body. This decreased ability for the heart to do its job causes a dangerously high heart rate and higher blood pressure as it strains itself. Besides being problematic in themselves, these effects can lead to more concerning complications such as heart attacks and coronary heart disease. As seen in the preceding clip, without activity, even simple activities such as climbing stairs or walking become difficult. Because of their low levels of fitness, inactive people become out of breath from simple exertions. Everyday activities can create exhaustion in unfit people. One of the most prevalent health problems in America caused by inactivity is type 2 diabetes. This condition is caused by a conglomeration of lifestyle choices, including poor eating habits and inactivity. In ancient times, diabetes was much more rare, as people usually moved around more and ate a lot less sugar. Now, however, the rate of those with diabetes has skyrocketed. In America alone, almost 4 million more people are diagnosed with this disease in 2012 than 2011, and numbers are steadily rising. Perhaps more prevalent than diabetes is obesity. Over 34% of adults in the United States are obese, compared with just 15% in the 1970s. Obesity is also a cause of other health problems, such as the aforementioned cardiovascular problems, diabetes, and certain types of cancer. Modern humans' sedentary lifestyles have caused a change in bone structure, a change that is still progressing today. When humans first appeared on this planet, they had powerful leg bones with a lot of bone matter, well suited for walking and running through harsh landscapes. As people became more inactive, however, their bones weakened, slowly becoming smaller and slimmer, and more prone to breaking. From the Mesolithic era, 10,000 years ago, to the start of the Roman Empire, 2,500 years ago, leg bones weakened dramatically. The structural deficiency has led to increased levels of osteoporosis, a disease where bones become very weak, brittle, and breakable, especially common amongst women and the elderly. Evidence has emerged that spending too little time outside causes myopia, or nearsightedness. This is believed to arise from people using their eyes to look at close-up objects, such as screens and books, as opposed to the faraway components of the natural world. A lack of proper activity can lead to death. A recent study from the United Kingdom has shown that the inactivity and inactivity-related diseases are responsible for 5 million of the 57 million deaths worldwide in 2008. This indicates that inactivity can be as harmful as tobacco use and other self-destructive behaviors. The modern sedentary lifestyle causes a great number of psychological issues as well. A lack of activity or exercise caused by spending time inside and sedentarily leads to excess stress and anxiety. The human body naturally accumulates stress hormones such as cortisol as a response to stressors that wear down on the mind or body. Cortisol and other hormones eventually dissipate when the stressors are removed, but they disappear much more quickly during exercise. This dissipation of hormones is possibly related to the fight or flight response, humans' natural reaction to stressful events. By taking some form of physical action, the brain believes that action is being taken against the stressor, allowing the body to reduce cortisol levels in the body. Lack of activity has also been linked to anxiety and depression. The constant buildup of cortisol throughout our daily lives leads to increased feelings of worry and, eventually, despair. Without an outlet for these negative emotions, the body continues to build up stress hormones. This problem has become more common in modern society, where people can get by with little to no activity on a daily basis without having an outlet for stress. One of the hidden contributors to feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression is the increasing gap between humans and nature. Not long ago, people survived in the wilderness, intimately a part of the circle of life. In a very short time, they became disconnected from the world around them. In modern times, one can live without ever connecting to nature at all, sheltered from the outside world by air-conditioned buildings and sheltering cities. Without connecting to nature, people are left with a primal void inside of them, one that often cannot be filled by modern comforts. Some researchers have termed this condition nature deficit disorder, noting that people who spend most of their time inside feel increasingly less connected with the world around them. This problem exists more frequently in urban or suburban areas where residents have few opportunities to experience the natural world. As we can see, many health problems can be caused by inactivity and sedentism. The good news is that many of these health problems can be assuaged by getting outside and becoming more active. We will now consult with a health expert to see what benefits can arise from increased activity.
All right. Well, let's try and keep it simple. One, it's a great stress reliever. It's a good way to expend energy. Two, obviously, exercise helps you, one, control your weight. Two, possibly control your appetite. Three, it's good for all kinds of things with your body, but we'll just stick with the heart and the muscles.
What conditions can exercise help to prevent?
Well, the biggest one right now would be obesity. And then that's quite the problem in the United States. But then we can talk about diabetes and any kind of cardiovascular disease.
As Mr. Cacetta said, Exercise and activity are very important to staying healthy and preventing or solving various health problems. Activity prevents obesity and strengthens the heart and lungs to prevent cardiovascular problems. In addition to these, it also strengthens bones, improves circulation, and improves muscle function. Having a more active lifestyle outdoors can also help with mental problems. Studies have shown that time in nature reduces muscle tension, cortisol levels, heart rate, and blood pressure. By changing these physiological traits, time spent outdoors allows the mind to calm itself and the body to repair itself, leading to an overall decrease in negative emotions and feelings of anxiety. People can attain these mental and physical benefits from spending 15 minutes or more per day outside. Spending 15 or 20 minutes outside also improves people's sense of vitality and well-being, allowing people to feel more energetic and more positive after spending time in the outdoors. Finally, spending time outdoors increases cognitive performance, probably due to the decreased stress and increased happiness caused by spending time outside. As modern society becomes ever more disconnected with nature, people all over the world are experiencing the negative effects of separating from the roots from which we came. In an increasingly technologized and industrialized world, many have lost sight of one of the most important parts of our well-being, being active in the outdoors. By participating in physical activities and experiencing nature, people can become more fit, reduce the likelihood of chronic health problems such as cardiovascular diseases and obesity, and strengthen their bodies. Strenuous activity and contact with nature also allow for stress reduction and offer a way to combat anxiety and depression. So how can we become more active, get involved in the outdoors, and reverse the damage of our sedentary lifestyles? It is very simple, but not always easy. First, one should participate in regular physical activity, especially rigorous outdoor pursuits. Gyms are also good places for exercise, with the drawback that they do not offer a natural environment in which to work out. Each day, people should try to spend at least 15 minutes outside, preferably half an hour or more. By working to experience physical activity in nature every day, all people can move together towards a happier, healthier society.